welcome to the You Got a Minute Fam podcast. Before we get the podcast started, I've been neglecting the shout outs and the promotions. So as always, please rate and subscribe this podcast. Help it grow. Share. Add people to the group. Share the podcast. Promote it. Say good things about it. And it's a podcast about you. It's a show about our show. And as always, I am joined by my co-host, Actively Lazy, IBS Yeezus, Bebo Biscuits, but I like to call him Starscream, Alan Sandridge.
Bebo what?
I don't know what the hell you made, that new burner you made up.
Bebo Sarky, man.
Whatever, might as well be Bebo Biscuits, bro. I don't... Okay.
Y'all dyslexic.
Ridiculous.
I can't even... I gotta get the disclaimer. I can't go too hard because Tristan's literally like 2 feet from me. But when he goes upstairs or something, I'll start on my usual rants.
So, another week in our wonderful sports group. But first, we go to our headlines, and our headlines have to do with the Olympics, which I guess the closing ceremonies are probably on right about now. What was your overall thoughts, or what were your overall thoughts on the Olympic Games?
Didn't watch any Olympic Games. The only thing I watched was occasional replays of some of the track events. I caught maybe the first quarter of the gold medal game, and then I watched the majority of the bronze medal game with interest, but just to troll, that's all.
Basketball.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I respect the athletes. I honestly was just not up for this Olympic Games. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because there was no crowd, or if it was just because like there's just so much drama.
They threw our pattern off. It's a year late because of COVID.
Yeah, that too. But there's just so much drama, and things like just that turn me off. So yeah, I didn't watch too much of it.
I didn't watch much of the first week, but I did watch a lot of the second week. It started to draw me in. I usually watch gymnastics. I watch basketball. I watch swimming. I'd always check in on team handball because I like team handball. And I watch, then I watch little bits of it like water polo and diving. And I watch all the track too. The track team is really, not all of it, but the men's relay and our just in general, our short distance runners were kind of disappointing. And the relay was just a mess. So much to the point that Carl Lewis basically called him a disgrace. And my words this time, he did say disgrace, but throw the whole team away was his impression. Do you think he went too far with that by being, it's one thing for us to say it. It's another thing for a legend to come out and say it about people that he could at least be a little sympathetic to because he's been in that position.
So like I said last week, when you put on the red, white, and blue, you represent this country, you are a part of a legacy, a winning tradition that excels in certain sports, track being one of them. Carl Lewis had every right. Matter of fact, he didn't go hard enough. That was the most pathetic display of track and field from the majority of the male runners that I've seen in a very long time. Like, I can't recall a time where the team just looked so just like awful. And it is not for ability. They just didn't execute. And that 4x1 was just the icing on the cake, man. Like, I think I could get 4 Tristans together. They could run a better 4x1. Like, just thinking of like the little things, even the last handoff where my man has his left hand back and the stick is in the right hand and he's got to go across his body to make that. That's like track 101. It can't be that way. Like, you're reaching back with the wrong hand. You're taking off with the wrong foot. Like, you're professionals.
I don't
like, come on, man. So,
I ran track and I have never been involved with nor on a team with a handoff like that. I've seen other teams do it, but I've never been involved with it personally or seen it even. And I'm just like, wow, these are professional athletes. And I've seen handoffs that just get messed up, but that was just a cluster from just the jump. I'm like, what on earth? Like, they'd never done it before.
I've been around track for over 23 years. I'm still somewhat active in at least following the sport. And I've never seen anything like that at this level for sure. Carl Lewis said it was worse than the AAU handoffs. And I agree, man. Like, I just never have seen anything like that before. So, but I will take this opportunity to say shout out to the women. The women's track and field, the women's track and field held it down. They did what they were supposed to do, and the future is very bright for them. Unfortunately, they couldn't get their premier sprinter out on the track, but when she does arrive on the scene, they will be setting the tone for the rest of the world, I think, so it's good for them.
As long as they don't smoke the tone away. But Kevin Durant, we had a lot of slander for him. Well, not him, but the team in general when they were losing. Do you think that this Olympics and the gold medal round in particular, the way he carried the team after their last loss, do you think that raised his stock?
No, I mean, what did Durant show us that he hasn't already shown us? Like, the expectation was that they would win gold. Like,
that he could carry your team to a victory, to a championship. And don't get me
wrong, we or a lot of people talk trash when they were losing, but it was because they were expected to play at a high level. So when you meet that level of expectation, I don't think you get to really throw it back in people's faces. If you get what I'm saying, like, you're expected to win the gold medal. Yes, people gonna doubt you and talk trash about you when you're losing in the first round. Yeah. That should be expected as well. So when you actually do what everybody expected you to do, I don't think you can really throw it in their face. But I mean, I guess it works for him. Whatever. No, it doesn't change his legacy to me. I mean, having a gold medal definitely like gives you a little bit more clout. I think it's something that people should strive for. Like, if you have the ability to participate in the dunk contest, you should. Little things like that. But grand scheme, I'm not going to be like, oh, Durant's got a gold medal and LeBron had a bronze, so Durant's better. Nah, I ain't going to come up in an argument.
I was impressed with him. I think I never really doubted his ability to carry a team, but his willingness to carry your team sometimes. Of course, you saw that with the Nets. He did it. But before, you see with Golden State, he wants a lot of backup. There were times at OKC where, like, his willingness to carry your team and be the man in and out. Not that Olympic players to be all end all, but it was nice to see, and to see some of the young guys like Booker just almost becoming a defensive player. It was good to see the guys step up and play and win. And it's post LeBron. I think it's the first time LeBron hasn't been involved in the Olympics since 2004. So it was a big thing. It was a big deal, and I liked it. I appreciated it. But something that does bother me a lot about this Olympics, and it's kind of funny too because it's almost political, and it's the medal count. And Rihan has done a good job of doing a parody that some of the people didn't get about the medal count, even though I felt like he was one of the liberal medal counters until I brought it up. But I said this: there is no award given out by the Olympics for winning the medal count. You can't win something that isn't a competition acknowledged by the governing body of the event. Y'all are literally making up a competition that doesn't exist and celebrating an imaginary victory. Then I put Omni-Man saying pathetic. And the thing, Jordan Box got him. He was like, oh, you're so hard and da-da-da. So no, I don't care if you're counting by the medal count. My problem is that you're using the medal count. And this is what happened. When people were disappointed, like you and I and Patrick said it, and I can't think of somebody else that was disappointed. But the people that were disappointed, they said, oh, look at the medal count. I don't give a fuck about the medal count. If that's what you want to say, hey, patriotic. But don't use the fucking medal count to me to try to tell me that I shouldn't be disappointed because I see trash out there. Because the events that I'm watching, they're not winning. And the ones I'm watching are in prime time, the events that we most covet. So my definition, and it is subjective because there's not a group award you get for the Olympics. It's not like a group track meet and one team wins. The medal count is something that the media uses. But there's no official award for it. So I was disappointed even though we pulled out the medal count. But don't tell me about the fucking medal count. Even the gold medal. Did you watch skeet shooting? Did you watch ballroom dancing? Did you watch archery? So shut up. I don't care. Don't tell me about a medal count. You didn't watch none of that shit. You watched the same shit I watched. And we were losing a lot of them.
We're Americans. We can make up what we want to make up to benefit our agenda. I don't know if you got that memo.
Yeah.
So we don't care what the Olympic Committee counts. We don't care about their governing body because we're Americans. And in America, gold medals matter. Not all medals, just gold medals matter. okay? And if we won by 1 or if we won by 20, it doesn't matter. We won.
We didn't win.
At the end of the day, sir, the number of gold medals for America were greater than all the other countries.
We sent the most athletes.
And the best part about this un-American Bama is that we beat China. You hear that? China. We beat China, okay?
Yeah, we send the most athletes too. We really want to do it for real. We would do the percentage, China, by the way.
Not only did we beat China, but no Americans other than the golfers tested positive for COVID. So we are winners all the way around, people. Yeah. All the way around.
We're great.
America.
And then the IBN story of the week had to be my guy Junior. I could put about a dozen finds. I don't know if y'all are familiar with it. I'm going to try to describe it to you. But it's a 2003 kind of Facebook share. Junior seems like the kind of guy that says, there's a picture of Jesus that says, share this post if you love Jesus, or otherwise you go to hell. I feel like when he first got on the internet, he shared that kind of stuff. But he shared this post. That was my final straw. After months of just, how do I say it in a nice way? Months of subpar content. He shared a post that had a list of names. I don't know if y'all are familiar with it. And it said, these people are leaving the group for inactivity. Ha ha, the people aren't even in the group anyway. But when you first see it, the first time ever in 2013, it does fool you the first time you see it. Because you see this list of names. And he really shared that. And that was his lowest moment. And it's really getting into Wallace territory where the content is so bad that I got to think about limiting it, man. And I like Junior as a person, but I mean, I don't know. People get addicted to that attention and they just post anything. But before I do this, what's your take on Junior and his content in general?
Voted most likely to be scammed by Nigerians with pit bulls. That is my that is my thoughts on it. Now, I mean, everybody tries to find their niche in the group. Sometimes people sink to the low-hanging fruit to get their clicks up. I mean, Ben did it a little bit, and then he kind of found his niche and became somewhat more bearable. I guess it's a Latino thing. Junior's kind of going through it. Sebastian didn't have any problems with his transition into greatness. So maybe Junior just needs a coach, and maybe he needs to talk to Sebastian on how to find your niche in a predominantly African American group. But I mean, you allow it. It all falls back.
Y'all keep saying I allow it, man. He's an all-star. That's what turn down the money. That's what turn down the money.
An all-star. You can't do that. You can't do that to all-star. I got suspended, people. Let me go ahead, since I'm already banned from the group anyway as an admin. Let me tell y'all a little story here. All right, go off kilter a little bit. So a couple months ago, no, actually more than that, like more 5 months ago, I accidentally muted Holla. It wasn't supposed to be for an extended period of time, but I'm ADHD and I forgot, and he was like muted for a while.
Time out. You didn't accidentally mute him. You accidentally forgot to take him off. Tell the truth.
My truth, sir. My truth. All right. You can speak your truth when I'm done. My truth. I accidentally muted him and forgot because I'm ADHD and I do a lot of things. I got 15 accounts, so I muted him and forgot. He ends up leaving. All right, Ronnie told me, leave the All-Stars alone. I said, okay, cool, I will. I think I find somebody or something like that. Maybe it was Junior. I don't know. But either way, I tried to get ahead of this, people. I tried to get rid of this guy. And Ronnie, your great leader, literally kicked me out of WWE, sent me to AEW, and then gave this guy a platform. Gave him a platform, and now he's complaining about it because he's bringing the group down. Well, sir, I tried to get ahead of this, and look at you now. I'm not an admin. Junior's running amok. People are leaving left and right. The borders are not protected.
You're not an admin because you get violations off of Facebook that count on a group.
Stick to the facts.
On all of your accounts.
Gave you an excuse.
All of your accounts. On all of your accounts.
You wanted to get rid of me anyway.
When I said leave the All-Stars,
the people you have a problem with that are
I meant
All-Stars,
don't kick them out and don't mute them.
Rid of Dupree, Junior. I tried to bully them into conforming to the ways of the group, and you protected them, and now they have been enabled, and they are a thorn in your side. And it's too late now. Look what happened. You didn't raise them the right way, and look at them now. They just do what they want to do, and they get on your nerves.
I was referring to mutes, and you can find them all you want. Mutes and kickouts.
You didn't protect Sam, and look at him. He's making good jokes now.
That's probably true. Well, let's not take it too far, but he's better. Let's not go too far. All right, so this is what I said to Junior. I won't read the whole thing. It is one of my finer IBS or IBM kind of writing. But basically, what I discovered when I was going through the Patreon stuff, which I'm not organized, so sometimes some people will get their cards declined. Usually they're switching or whatever cards, and it might go on for a month or two before I catch it, because I don't always catch it. And so I looked, and the man hadn't paid. He had got declined. And then I went back, and I looked, and we had a conversation where he had told me he was switching cards. And no. He got double charged. He was having some issue with this card, and he was gonna pay via Patreon. That's how I took it. I think he really said when I looked at it, because I don't really have the time for Junior. But he really said like for 1 month or something. Then he's gonna switch it to his PayPal. So anyway, I believed it. So then when I looked, I was like, he hasn't paid since January. So then I asked him. I said, "When's the last time you paid, man?" And he was like, "Oh no." And I said, "January." Then he finally today. That was yesterday. Today he goes and he looks, and he had paid January, February, March, April, May, June, but he hadn't paid in July and August. Either way, like I told Alan, rent is due. You've been behind 2 months, and you've been abusing my group, and I was already thinking about cutting you loose anyway, because it's a detriment. I know sometimes people think any kind of reaction is good reaction, but it's not as constant. People just moan and dread, and it makes them go away from the page. Like, we're not looking for, as Rush Limbaugh said, the low IQ voters. That's not who we're looking for with our content. So anyway, I spent it for 28 days. It probably will be like 2 weeks or a week. I need a break from Junior. I'm not sure what'll happen. If I lose an all-star, I might bring it back up. But Junior, right now, you got to rethink your life, man. We can't. We're tired of the trolling. They're not trolling. We're just tired of the subpar content. And then you don't want to own the content. You say, "Oh, I didn't make the meme, bruh," but you shared it. That's like shooting somebody and say, "I didn't make the gun." Bruh, you fired the gun. You pulled the trigger on it. And he just doesn't seem to get some of the stuff when he's taking the heat because it's bad. It's like, and I compared him to Wallace. He said, "That's a good thing. Everybody was after Wallace." I said, Jesus Christ, man.
I already said my piece, man. I tried to get in front of it. You wouldn't let me. So you get what you get.
Yeah, some Starscream behavior. I just said I didn't say don't fine. See, I'm messing up. I said don't mute him. Don't kick him out. All right, getting to our fines. That's why I said fines. Bill Gorman, the grimace of the group. I don't know what you look like, Bill, but if grimace is your profile picture, I don't even know what to say. But I'm not trying to down you, and I'm just saying, in fact, grimace has been your profile picture for over a year, probably longer than that. That's troubling. But anyway, this guy, I finally lost my patience. Every single post, and yes, that's hyperbole, but it's the majority of them, he somehow makes it about him. Every single post, entertainment group, sports group, every single post he brings it to about him. So I fined him $500,000 for somehow making every post about him. I didn't think it was possible to beat Sam Hugh in this area, but you got him. And he did a Miss Piggy meme and said, "I got to be me." So another ringer guy. I used to love me some Bill in the ringer.
I don't mind if you're terrible at what you do, as long as you own that you're terrible at what you do. I mean, I respect Gorman more than I respect, say, like Ben Simmons, who clearly has no idea how bad he is at his job and doesn't understand where the criticism is coming from. At least Gorman knows, like, look, I brought this on myself. You're right. I make everything about me.
He did take it in stride. Yeah. I was surprised. He's aware of it.
Sounds about white, so I appreciate it.
And the funny thing is, evidently, according to Corey and Marcus, you can't criticize Ben Simmons because he's rich and he's got a hot girlfriend.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not criticizing those things. I'm criticizing this jump
Yeah,
shot.
yeah. I don't understand how those two things are like most. Like as Jalen Rose says to excuse his failures, that if you're in the NBA, you're winning at life anyway, and you probably don't have an ugly girl, so and you're rich, so
The only thing that's keeping Ben Simmons from being Sockwell is the fact that he is rich and his girlfriend is hot.
well, he can play. Sockwell says he's got a jumper though. Paul GQ Sockwell says his jumper is wet.
I believe my boy, man. I give him a hard time, but that's only because he from VCU. He got VCU Connect, man.
Right,
So
he also,
that's the only reason why I give him a hard time.
He claiming now you give him a hard time. He say some crazy shit. But I can't even do it anymore, man. He's so funny to me, man. He stayed true to this character, which is not a character. So long, like he's just true to it. I love it. You trolled him this week with his softball girl. Tell everybody about the softball story real quick.
Oh, now I mean, it's just the fact. Like, I don't even have a problem with them liking the girl. I'm never going to judge people on what they like, man. I don't judge people on the kinks or their attraction to things. That's fine. There's somebody for everybody. I appreciate that. What I do judge is if you look at somebody like Taylor Rooks and call her a 7, or you say she got man features or something like that, and then you put her next to this SpongeBob SquarePants, then I have an issue with it, okay? And then I feel awful because, one, I actually took the liberty of following the girl on Instagram just so I could keep the troll alive. So I've been dedicated for almost a year and a half. But she seems like a nice young lady, man, and I hate to keep putting her on display so people can be like, ew, yuck, that's not what I'm looking for. But you can't disrespect Taylor Rooks like that, man. You just can't.
And Paul is the reason why what we used to call, we don't do it as much because I'm trying to get away from objectifying women as often as we used to. That's what IBS After Dark is for. But the IBS 10s was whenever a woman was posted, somebody in IBS, now IBN, would say something was wrong with her and these would be the most beautiful women you've ever seen in your life. And I'm like, well, dude, what do you have? What do you bring to the table? And Paul GQ Sockwell was the biggest. I mean, the biggest offender. Every girl that was posted, he always had some kind of issue. So we try not to do it as much as we used to. My friend Michael Stewart, my former student, was fined $200K by you for being a ridiculous fanboy. He basically said Michael was trying to get out of it. He said that Kobe didn't have any Hall of Famers that he played with. And I brought up very quickly, Paul Gasol will be a Hall of Famer. So what are you talking about? Then he started to say he's not a Hall of Famer. Then I broke it down for him. You broke it down for him. 2-time NBA champion, 6-time All-Star, 2-time All-NBA second team, 2-time All-NBA third team, Rookie of the Year first team, All EuroLeague second team, 3-time Liga champion, Spanish King Cup winner, 2-time FIBA European Player of the Year. I mean, it goes on and on and on. And Michael, of course, young lad that he is, Kobe stan that he is, didn't know that it was the Basketball Hall of Fame, not the NBA Hall of Fame. But even still, I think with the championships, 6 All-Stars, 4 All-NBA teams, you're probably going to make the Hall of Fame anyway. Without that, then when you add that, Paul Gasol is a lock. But we had to get Michael Stewart.
Yeah, I mean, I think Paul Gasol would have been at least borderline NBA Hall of Fame just without the full resume. I mean, like you said, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame. I think a lot of people forget that.
Or don't know.
Yeah, or just don't know. But at the end of the day, I mean, there's plenty of guys that are in the Hall of Fame that are not as good as Paul Gasol. And Paul Gasol at one point was probably the best big man in the league for at least 2 years, 2 or 3 years, arguably. And he did all that without having the range of, say, like a Dirk Nowitzki. But, I mean, he was an awesome post player, and Kobe gave him a lot of credit for his role in those championships that he won without Shaq when he got Gasol. So, I mean, that's like I asked him how old he was because I just figured it had to be a generational.
But even though he should have seen it,
you clearly didn't see Paul Gasol for you to say that, and I hate that people keep putting him in this like bracket with like what's my man Smush Parker.
Yeah, that's not that's when they climbed out of the gutter when they traded when basically Jerry West, who was in Memphis, gave the Lakers Paul Gasol. Now granted, it was the rights to Marc Gasol that Memphis got back, but that was a while off.
Yeah. He definitely bamboozled them.
So I'm just like, what? And then, I'm not going to trash him too much because he's not here. He did say he wanted to come on the podcast. Didn't hear anything back from him. I definitely told him the time and the invite and asked him if he had Skype. Didn't hear anything from him. When he starts being an all-star junior, I'm probably going to let you come on back. But things ain't going well with Dupree. Dupree Johnson has been fined $2 million IBN for not being able to handle the show. If you can't handle getting teased, this group ain't for you. But all this passive-aggressive female energy gotta go. I literally created a post so this group would make fun of me, and I do it all the time. I use myself as fodder all the time. And yes, you will be the subject of the podcast. But if you can't handle that, I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Let it go. So we did the whole charlatan thing. His response was, "You think I give a fuck?" So didn't play along. Fine. We did the thing with the Richard Sherman being the Ivory League guy. It's not that. Some guy says it's not that serious. He definitely ain't. Then we do the podcast. We do the funny post where I don't know who Dipset is, and he says, "Oh, you might be the subject of You Got a Minute Fam." Damn right. That's why I did the post to laugh at myself to be a subject of it. I get laughed at all the time, and so do you. But these always passive aggressive stuff, and he can't just go with the joke. Like, maybe it's not for you. That's all I'm trying to say. Like if you can't handle, like, you need to be in the background or something. But if you can't handle, like, at some point you will be the butt of the joke in IBS/IBN.
Hey, look, man. I once again got ahead of it. Wouldn't even let my man be Team Nickel president. Look at how he handled everything, man. He would haul off and put a bullet in every single person that made a joke on him, yo. He crazy. He crazy. Like, yo, I get it, bro. Lighten up a little. Just a little. We all joke on one another. I mean, sometimes it go too far for some people, and if that's the case, then,
But all this stuff
use your words, man. Just tell them you don't want to.
But no, you gotta go. No, you gotta go. You can't take.
But I'm glad he did. I'm glad he didn't show up because I definitely didn't want to mediate that shit, man. Look, we need to keep this in house, man. We got black on black problems. We can't be putting it out here for these white people.
You want to come on? I told him. I said, look, man. I said, you sure you want to do this? You sure you want to do this? Because I'm telling you, man. Depending on my mood, man, and you definitely ain't gonna make me look bad on my own show. So what in the world? Like, I don't think you know what you're getting into if you're trying to get into a verbal with me anyway. I ain't even trying to brag. I'm just a vicious person. And
again, I'm just glad that I ain't got to mediate. We're gonna have to find another mediator. Like when Chase had to do you and Wallace's debate, man. I bow out. I can't do it.
It's a lot.
But I'm glad you brought that up because I completely forgot about that. Like, you really do need to find another co-host.
Yeah, we gotta get to that. I was gonna get myself a deflated game ball. Just give your time. Let's get there. Relax, bro. Then we have Aaron Celian, or I just learned his name today. It's like what is he? The Turkish version of Aaron, Eren. I never tried to pronounce his name. I just looked at it and whatever. But he says about LeBron, I think we're all thankful LaFlop didn't go. LaFlop. We'd probably end up with Bronze again, which, I don't like. I mean, I'm not a big LeBron fan, but this is 2004. LeBron's rookie year was 2003. Like, let's chill out. I know LeBron's is fun, but come on. Oh, and we all know why you opted out. Them refs ain't calling ticky-tack fouls you're used to. LeBron won gold medals in 2008, 2012, 2016 after that. So, how does this make any sense? I told him it was the worst LeBron take I'd ever read, basketball related. Not talking about the conservatives that make all these half racist attacks, but it was really the worst LeBron take when LeBron's got 3 gold medals after that bronze and dominates international play. Like, what?
let it go, bro. You gotta let it go, man. Everything don't center around LeBron anymore. He's almost 38, right? He's old now. Even if he showed up, he should be in the role that Kobe was in when Kobe came to the Olympics. At that point, like, just to stabilize everybody. Like, yeah, you got him on the court. Yeah, he's still thought of to be the best player, which in LeBron's case, he's in better shape than Kobe was at that age, body-wise. But, like, at the end of the day, he doesn't need to put that many minutes on his legs anymore. LeBron James has played so much basketball.
More basketball than anybody in the history of basketball.
Yeah, at this point in his career, for sure. He's literally probably got the knees of a 60-year-old man if he didn't put all that money into his offseason, like, regimen and just the recovery part. Like, literally, he's got too many miles on his legs. He's got a legacy he needs to focus on here in the States, in the NBA, that he's still not completely done with yet. We don't need him to win gold. We never needed him to win gold, per se. We just needed the right combination of players to go. We had that. Kevin Durant is enough. It was fine.
How many 37-year-olds are there in the Olympics, period? Not a lot. Not a lot of 35 and up people in the Olympics.
Not for America. For, like, Spain and the rest of those countries, yeah. But
I mean all of the Olympics. Like, yeah, some of these basketball. But the percentage of people over 30 is not high. The percentage of people over 35 is not high. And the percentage of people 37 and over is probably really, really small. It's that you don't ask 37-year-olds to go to the Olympics for any reason. You know, some of those teams might be doing internationally, but damn, come on, man. That's the worst criticism I've ever seen in my life. We had a quick toss-up Tuesday that always is like the bane of my existence, these saltines complaining about shit. But it's funny most of the time, but the little stuff adds up, and that's why I had these little explosions. But I said, what triggers saltines more? Not cropping, which they complain about all the time, or a screenshot with low battery. And I think most of them, I don't know what most of them said because I don't care, but you notice that those are the people that get frustrated with the little stupid stuff?
Those are the people that are quick to be like, I paid good goddamn money, or these are a violation of my First Amendment rights. None of that shit applies. Like, so look, these are the white people that we can depend on to say that their COVID information or their vaccination information is a HIPAA violation. Obviously, you know, they complain about the littlest things in the group where something's not funny because it's offensive, and then they also DM you and complain. So just that group of white people. So,
and you would have said, man, they got to this thing so quick. I never seen people post so quick in response because they really are triggered by not screenshotting, not cropping a screenshot. Which people don't understand. I do hundreds of screenshots in a week. I do it to the IB Network page, but no, I'm not always going to screenshot it to this group. Fuck you. Who are you?
If anybody's listening to my voice, make an app that just screenshots automatically.
Something.
And then give me some of that.
Something. I mean, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but it gets annoying. And then my battery is my business. Fuck off. Like, why do you care about my battery? And it's actually, I was talking to a saltine female, and she said, dude, charge your battery. I'm like, y'all always do that. And I try to be light with her or whatever. It does get on my nerves. She was like, oh, I didn't mean. I said, no, that's all right. Because she's real nice. So I wasn't like trying to like dog her. But then I said, see, look, it sparked a question. You inspired me. But y'all get triggered by it. I said, how does my battery make you nervous? If my phone turn off, my phone turn off. It went off today in the movies. How do y'all think I'm doing all this? I'm on my phone all the time. That's how I'm running this little empire. On my phone all the time. So anyway. My video or meme of the week, I don't know if you saw it or not, but it I got a W. I got that in the wrong spot. But I don't know if you saw it or not, but it was the two white girls fighting. Did you see that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, we got one white girl and then the other white girl in the blue. She didn't have great form, but you could at least tell somebody worked with her boxing, and she caught her. Well, when I saw the first jab, I knew what was going to go down. But she caught this girl coming in with a hook and just tore her up. It's like one of those times where you see a person comes in, you hit them and they fall forward because you caught them so good. It was rough. It was rough.
Yeah, I mean, anytime you fight somebody and they back it up and sticking you with jabs, yo, you either need to get a weapon or just call it quit.
Yeah. She should have known, but she was too hot about it. Then she said something about she's like, your man got another girl pregnant or something. I heard her say. I said, oh man, you know she gonna give it to you now. You talking junk like that. So I'm like, they got real personal beef. But yeah, this is the one where you get me. Deflated gameballs. Evidently, there's a versus. I don't know what channel versus comes on. I can't find it. I did want to see the Gladys Knight one. Who was it? Gladys Knight against somebody? There was like a soul one I wanted to see.
It's a stream, dog. It's not even on TV.
See, I didn't even know. And,
my god!
It's like the age thing because these are has-beens.
Calling you a boomer.
These are has-beens doing verses, so it ain't like it's that much of an age thing. All these people are has-beens, are they not doing it?
They're legends. Of their particular
has-beens. I saw Gladys.
It's not a has-been. Clearly, Jadakiss could make an album right now and people would eat it up.
But why he not doing it?
Why is he not doing it? You don't need to.
I know who Jadakiss is.
You don't need to.
I know who
like everybody reaches a point in their career where it's like they just want to do other ventures. They've made their money with their music. I mean, if they want to make music, they can make music. Can't everybody? Don't everybody need to be Jay-Z? Jay-Z be doing other ventures too, and then he'll occasionally drop an album or something like that. Lately, they've been trash, but I mean, that's his prerogative. Ultimately, though, he's making his money with other ventures, just like the majority of other established artists.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, I said I'm just not into hip hop, and when I say that, I mean like I like some rap, but not like most black people like it. But I'm just not into hip hop. Haven't been since Tupac died. Evidently, last night there was a versus with someone called Dipset. Is Dipset is the group or is it a person? I was confused about that. Honest to God, I thought to myself, people are really going. Listen, this is the great part. I thought to myself, people are going real hard in the gym tonight. And I have learned that it was for diplomatic set. I did learn that when I Googled that. I did learn that. I heard of Jadakiss, but I never heard of Dipset. So I guess you could give me a deflated gay ball. But I don't give a fuck. I don't embrace this culture. I've never told anybody that I embrace the culture. Y'all just see me doing social justice because y'all need my brain because half of y'all can't make the damn arguments for black people. But I don't embrace this culture. Put your head in a book and pull your pants up.
I'm not a super hip hop head. I like what I like. I do like obviously the genre. I respect the artists. I respect all levels of the music. I mean, I even respect Lil Nas X, and people don't like him either because he's gay. But I don't care about.
I like that song. I do like Old Town Road though. I like Old Town Road.
Artistry is artistry. Like people express themselves in different ways. It's up to the person who's receiving said art whether or not they like it. It doesn't make it trash because you don't like it. It just means that it's not for you. So I get all that. So I respect your opinion. However, as a brother, I'm gonna need for you to know who the Diplomats are. I'm gonna need for you to know what Dipset is. I'm gonna need for you to know who Jules Santana is, who Cameron is,
Carlos Santana. They
Jim
related?
Jones is. I'm gonna need for you to know some of this.
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to embrace that part of the culture. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. No, thank you. I'm not Team Nickel. I'm Team RC. I'm me. I almost said the weird word. These saltines out here put me in this thing. They put me in this hole or this stereotype. So I gotta roll with my people. But I don't know. Bill Cosby, bro. Elton John. That's what I rock with. Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
I know Elton John too, man. I know Elton John too, but I'm not.
And I love Eminem too.
Who are the Fat Boys?
The rappers I do like. I like Eminem. I like Kanye. Eminem is awesome.
Hold on. You said the rappers I do like. We talking about black artists, and the first one you name is Eminem.
I did. He's my favorite. He's my favorite. That's why I don't talk. No. I think I probably Kanye.
I'm out.
Kanye is my favorite. Kanye is my favorite. Kanye, Jay-Z, Curtis Blow, Tone Loc out there. The Wild Wild West. Used to live downtown, East 39th Street, my town. No, we don't do that. No more. No. I'm not as musical as most people are anyway. I like oldies. I hear the only new songs I hear, they're on TV shows or commercials. And Adele, I love Adele. But, I'm a lover, man. I'm a lover. I like love songs. I like R&B, man. From Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, Prince.
The thoughts of R.C. Carlton are R.C. Carlton's thoughts by himself. Do not associate these things with me, with Corey, with his mother, with anybody that's any kin or any kind of communication with RC. They're strictly RC's thoughts.
I'm gonna tell you what else too. While I got these old man takes going on, this music has not been helpful to our people. This music as a whole has not been helpful to our people. It has not. Pull your pants up and put your head down in a book. You will go further in life. Besides going out there quoting rap lyrics, you out there on the street, you're like, you hear guys in the headphones walking around. My students got music in their ears. They know every rap lyric, but you can't quote Shakespeare? Fuck out of here. Quote Maya Angelou. What are you doing with your life? Then you think you're going to be a rapper selling these mixtapes to me when I go out to the age out of the program about 35. Every time I went to Walmart, they try to sell me a mixtape. It's like, no, I don't like rap. Get the fuck out of my face. I'm done.
Bro, I'm not even gonna counter that. Nope. I'm not gonna counter it.
Pull your pants. Look, it was so.
If I counter it, we're gonna be here all night, yo.
Bill Cosby was on to something, and they put him in jail. Once he came for the hip hop industry, once he came for the rap industry, they put him in jail. Everybody know the man was running around raping half of Hollywood, but once he came for the hip hop industry.
Again, I'm not gonna.
See, that's why I don't talk about this. That's why I don't talk about this.
Yeah, because obviously, yo, you need to keep your conspiracy theories to yourself, just like everybody else.
I'm telling you, I wish still a rapist. I'm just saying why it came out, y'all.
Flagged right now.
What'd you say?
I said I wish Facebook was attached to real life. You'd be flagged right now. Fact check.
And just while we on crazy black men that abuse people. Did you see what OJ said this week? That's not even on our sheet.
Yes. I'm actually going to use that in my stand-up.
Yeah,
I got to write the jokes, but it's so many punchlines.
My man OJ said that he's scared to go to L.A. because he thinks he might be sitting beside the real killers. I just want to say that OJ's dedication, all these years to still be on the hunt for the real killers, is amazing to me.
Admirable. Stay away from the windows, OJ. You might be right.
stay out the bathroom. I'll see a mirror. But what if he really doesn't remember that he did it? Like he blacked out or something? Or you would still know that you did it just by sitting there hearing all the evidence, even if you did black out. You're like, damn, this is a lot of it's a lot of evidence here.
The level of ridiculousness that OJ is about, I wouldn't doubt if he ain't got like a ringtone or some kind of background screen that reminds him of it.
He's a wild dude, but he is telling people to get the vax. He's telling people to get the vax. So, OJ trying to help the community out. Of all the people to be talking about puncturing someone's skin, and he's not the one I would go to. But that's not the endorsement that I want. But look, whatever, OJ. I'm not trying to make you mad, even at this age. So our game balls. We're getting to the end here. Game balls. I gave my boy Rehan Khan. When Rehan comes in, he's really witty. He did a really fun thing with the medal count, and also was trolling the people that were crying about the medal count as well. Even though, like a typical Democrat, I think he flip flopped on the issue. But good job, Rehan.
I'm gonna give the game ball to myself for coming out of the slums back after 30 days.
I give you a game ball.
Y'all don't understand, man. Y'all don't understand how hard it is to be harassed like this.
Stop threatening people. If you don't threaten people, even in mock, you won't get banned, bro.
They're not threats.
I understand that. And I wanted to give another one to Kevin Durant. My boy Kevin Durant. Not my boy, but Kevin Durant showed up for the country. Everybody put on the flag after. It was very beautiful. Even the even the conservatives can't say they hate the country. They were draped in the flag. Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff. Even though he was getting bodied by Rudy Gobert. half the game.
My game ball again goes to the U.S. women's track and field team for holding it down, showing people that not everybody's lazy.
And our U.S., even though we still have a big time 1992 type dominance, but our U.S. women basketball team, they performed, they did well. I was just like, I watched part of the game, I think it was this morning or last night, just to see, like, I'd never seen the Japanese women. They were in the medal game, and I didn't even know the Japanese women had a good basketball team. And I don't think there are many Japanese, I know there aren't many, but I don't know if there are any, or definitely not 10, WNBA players that are Japanese. So I'm surprised to see that they had gotten to the finals. I would have thought it'd be a European team or something, but yeah, that was good. Shout out to them. Especially shout out too. I've always, whatever I think about women's basketball as far as watching it, Sue Bird and Diana Taurasi can straight ball anywhere. Yeah. And I think that was their 5th gold medal. Dawn Steele has been involved with it forever. She's coaching. So just shout out to those gals because they have been in the game forever and they're GOATs. So
yeah, Taurasi and Bird definitely some generational talents, man. And then also Breonna Stewart pretty much passing the torch to her to be the next
she was
great.
Filthy. I saw her. She was getting filthy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a big WNBA supporter, women's basketball supporter anyway. So I'm just glad for them to get some kudos because they still don't get the amount of love they should get for their skill set here in America. But abroad, they make good money and have plenty of popularity. So one day it might catch on here in America.
Deflated ball to you, Megan Rapinoe. You went all Hollywood and y'all lost.
No, right? Golly, man. What happened with that, man?
I don't know. Somebody said they got old. They might have gotten old. The stars they have are the backside of their careers. So yeah, they got beat. That was a little disappointing. So, but they're kind of obnoxious. So a little bit of humble pie wouldn't hurt them. So that'll be all right. And so, about to wrap it up here. Just remind you, participate in the group, share the podcast. We got the You Got a Minute fan podcast. I'm going to try to get some football previews going. Alan and Marcus just had a college, Power 5 conference preview.
Yeah, Group of 5.
And there's more of that. What else you got going on in the IB verse here?
Thursday, we plan to do the ACC as a conference for college football. The baseball podcast will be back. It's supposed to go tonight. I'm not sure if we're going to make a late one or not, but we'll get back on that as the season is heating up. And I'm still trying to work out the framework for the weekly NFL show. Always the backdoor cover will be around for more golf, and we're going to transition into college football because I know a lot of people really want to talk about that. And then I am still looking at Clubhouse to see if we can't transition game threads to a more interactive and live kind of experience. So be on the lookout for that. I'm going to run some tests and see if we can't make it work. But hopefully we'll have a Clubhouse IBN group that's specifically for big games.
So that for myself, Optimus Prime, Megatron, whatever you want to call it, I haven't forgot about you, Sir Malcolm. One more comment, and I'm coming for you. You trying to jump ship? Alan don't even like you at all. I do like you. I just didn't mention you on my top 5 saltines, bro. You jumping on the wrong horse, but you jumping off the wrong horse. And I'm telling you, bro, I'm going to get you like nobody got you if you're hearing this, Sir Malcolm. But anyway, for Starscream and Megatron, Optimus Prime, whatever you want to call me, this has been the You Got a Minute Fan Podcast. Have a great day.
Peace.